The hollow ones of Blackthorn Ridge. The Appalachian mountains are old, older than sin, some folks say. Their forests whisper in voices that don't belong to the wind, and the ridges cradle shadows that move when they shouldn't. Near the heart of those endless woods lies Blackthorn Ridge, a stretch of land that no maps care to name. The locals don't speak of it unless pressed, and even then, their voices drop to hushed murmurs. They'll tell you of missing hunters, of gutted livestock, and of screams that curdle the blood, echoing through the hollows at dusk. Luke Carter didn't believe in folklore. He was a man of reason, a surveyor sent to chart new land for a development project. He had seen the stories in dusty books, tales of things that weren't quite human, of creatures older than the trees, watching, waiting. But Luke had a job to do, and superstition wasn't going to stop him. It should have. He hiked up Blackthorn Ridge on a crisp October morning, his boots crunching through red and gold leaves. By midday, the sun was swallowed by thick gray clouds. The woods grew silent, not the peaceful silence of untouched nature, but an unnatural hush, like the world itself was holding its breath. Then came the whispers. At first, Luke thought it was the wind, but the voices were too clear, too purposeful. They slithered between the trees, hissing his name. He turned, expecting to see another hiker, but there was no one. Only trees, gnarled and black, twisting toward the sky like skeletal fingers. A shadow moved at the edge of his vision. He swung his flashlight, but nothing was there. Yet the feeling of being watched pressed on him like a heavy weight. As he turned back toward his path, he saw them. Figures stood among the trees, tall and thin, their limbs too long, their faces hollow pits of darkness. Their skin was the color of rotting bark, stretched tight over bones that jutted at unnatural angles. They did not move, not at first, but their heads twitched toward him in eerie unison, as if seeing him for the first time. Luke's breath hitched. He took a step back, then another. The figures stepped forward. He turned and ran. Branches clawed at his face. His pack caught on thorns, but he didn't stop. The whispers turned into a cacophony of voices, laughing, crying, shrieking in tongues older than the mountains. Something grabbed his ankle. He fell hard. The air knocked from his lungs. He twisted, kicking wildly. The thing gripping him wasn't a hand, but something worse. A tangle of gnarled roots, writhing like fingers made of wood and sinew. Luke screamed. He tore free, scrambling to his feet. He didn't look back. When he finally stumbled into town, his face was pale, his body trembling. He tried to tell them, to warn them, but they only shook their heads. "Boy," an old man said, his eyes clouded with something like pity. "You shouldn't have gone up there." Luke never spoke of Blackthorn Ridge again. He left town that night and never returned. But some nights, when the wind is just right, the whispers still carry down from the mountains, calling a name, waiting for someone else to listen.